can start. Taha, Rania, and Bijan. They haven't joined yet. I don't know why, but I hope they join us, inshallah. Okay, anyways, guys. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا بسيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every day to keep us all safe, inshallah, and protect us from any evil. This is our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, protect us and our family as well. Guys, you know that last time we discussed a very important topic, Shura in Islam, and I would like, before we get started, to give a big thank to those who submit the work. Even not all of you submitted the work, but I don't know what's wrong. Azan, Zaid, Hindi Noor, Nabiha, Shazna, Farah, Shujun, Talha, Ahmed, Aqil, Hafsa, Izan, Anadil, and Aisha Tariq. I would like to give them a very big thank for submitting the work. I don't know what's wrong with the others, but guys, please, I hope all of you take it seriously. We have just one session a week, live session. And I gave you just 1 or 2 questions maximum. Very simple questions, so please don't neglect this. You know that your assessment result depends on your participation, your interaction in the class, and your homework as well. So the assignment is crucial, is very important. Please take it seriously. I'm trying my best to make the question very simple, as you will see today. So please take it seriously. And my recommendation for you, as I did last time, I said that last time, my recommendation is, once you finish the live session, once it is over, please go to the section and the file of assignment and submit your work. Wallahi, it does not take more than 10 minutes. So please take it seriously to show how much you learn it, okay? And one more thing. Okay, Naima, thanks so much for Naima. Maybe I missed your name. Thanks so much, Naima. Guys, there is no, inshallah, there will not be any more home learning or assignment in Google Classroom. From today on, we will have our assignment in Microsoft Teams. You will find the tab for Microsoft for assignment. Once you click on this tab, assignment, you will find a folder under the title week 3, week 4, like that, week 3 live session assignment. I give you the date of this week. So please, once you finish, go and answer the assignment.
Sir,
maximum, you have 4 or 5 days maximum to submit your work. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, I'm always checking the assignment section, and when I first checked it, because I got a notification that there's an assignment, when I clicked it, there is no question. It just says assignment, but there's no question.
Yeah, this is like you are right about that, I know, and Ahmed already sent me. But Rabab, please, yeah, thanks so much for caring for the assignment. But please, whenever you have any problem, please email me, okay?
Okay. So what's the solution? Because there's no question here.
No. Now we sort out. There is no any home learning on the website or Google Classroom. The assignment from today will be on Microsoft. Okay.
So will it be fixed like today or like when?
No. Yeah, just neglect what happened before and start from today. Okay.
Sir, I know I clicked the assignment section in Microsoft Teams and there is no question.
I know there is no. Why? Because this likes loading. It's very, very loud now. You understand? All people are using right now. But maybe later when you check, we'll find, inshallah.
Okay.
Inshallah. Okay, guys, so please take it seriously. So let's start today. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is our topic of today under the title, The Aspects of the Mercifulness of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We would like to discuss together how merciful was our Prophet. Why? Just in order to learn from his character and to emulate his character in our daily life today. Let's start with the ayah mentioned in the Quran. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran said, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن في هذا لبلاغا لقوم عابدين. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. The meaning here in English, indeed, in the Quran is notification. The Quran is notification for worshipping people. The notification is clearly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we have not sent you, O Muhammad, except as a mercy to all worlds. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as it's announced in this ayah, is a mercy to all worlds. Okay. Yeah, so the meaning of the ayah here, we have sent you as nothing but mercy to people of the whole world. This verse can also be translated with a different translation. We have sent you only as a blessing for the people of the world. So we have two different translations of this ayat interpretation. The Prophet ﷺ as a mercy or as a blessing for the whole world. In both cases, in both translations, it will mean that the appointment of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is indeed a blessing and a mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the whole world. This is the meaning of the ayah. This is because he arose the neglectful world from its heedlessness and gave it the knowledge of criterion between truth and falsehood, and warned it very clearly of both the ways of salvation and trial. This fact has been stated here to tell the disbelievers of Mecca that they were quite wrong in their estimate on the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. When they said that the Prophet was like affliction and distress for them. So they have been told here in the Quran, O people of Mecca, you are wrong to presume that he is an affliction for you, but the Prophet is in reality a blessing and the mercy of all mankind, for all mankind. This is the short meaning, the main meaning of the ayah itself. So what we learn from this ayah, that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was sent as a mercy to all human beings. Okay, this is the meaning of the ayah. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that he had made Muhammad a mercy to the whole world. He sent him as a mercy for all of them, the people. So whoever accepts this mercy and gives thanks for this blessing will be happy in this world and in the hereafter. But whoever rejects it and denies it will lose out in this world and the hereafter too. This is the main idea of the ayah itself. So I'm going to share with you the learning objective. So please, you write down this objective to evaluate the Prophet's character. We need today to evaluate the Prophet's character and how merciful he was towards others. And we need as well to learn how to implement this value in our life. We learn to emulate. We learn to apply. We learn to implement. You understand? It's very important. Knowledge is not knowledge unless you put it into action. The outcome, inshallah, all of you will be able to implement this value of mercy in our life by mentioning some incidents from the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The objective again here in front of you, to evaluate the Prophet's character. We need to study the Prophet's character and learn how merciful he was towards others and how to implement this value in our life, inshallah. We have a task here. It is a very short video. I'm going to share this link with you, the video link with you. So please go through this link and watch the video. And while watching, please drive the main lesson or what you have learned from the video, please. Okay, start now. Watch and get the lesson you learned. And you are going to share with me after watching. Go ahead.
Where is the link? Sir?
Yes.
Where is the link?
It's in the comment box.
And the conversation,
the
the chat box. Okay. Yes. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching the video.
Sir, we're still watching it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Rabab done?
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
guys.
done now.
Yeah, thanks so much. Okay, so please, from this video, what you have learned. Who would like to share with me what he got from this video? So let's start with Rabab, okay? Because you already recently finished. Okay, Rabab, yeah, go.
Well, in the video, they were just describing the qualities of Prophet Muhammad.
Sallallahu Alaihi
Wasallam. So they were talking about like how he promoted equality between people, because in his time people were racist, and the wealthy people exploited the poor people. And then as well, they also talked about how he was very caring towards his friends. So if one of them was sick, or if they were away, then they would either pray for them or go visit them. And just
That's
in
enough,
general,
Rabab.
about
Yeah.
all of the good
Okay.
characteristics.
Thanks so much for that. To give the chance to others. Aisha Khan. Aisha, do you hear me? Aisha Khan. I just need 2 more students to share what they learned. Aisha Khan, do you have mic?
Yeah.
Okay, Aisha, what have you learned here? If you would like to share something with us.
Well, like it's kind of the same as Rabab. Like the main idea of it was that he was he treated everybody equally in a way.
Yeah.
And he wanted justice, because at the time where he was, everything was in a way, everything was unjust, and his entire point was that everything was.
Okay, thanks so much. So guys, please, the chat box is open for all of you. If you would like to share something by writing, it will be much appreciated. So one more share from Fatima. Fatima Janudin. Fatima, do you hear me? Fatima. Okay. Nabiha Muhammad. Nabiha. Do you hear me, Nabiha?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, Nabiha, please. Would you like to share something with us, with your mates?
Yeah,
yeah,
when
go ahead.
he also showed mercy to the animals and told us not to abuse them.
Very good. So the Prophet's mercy was not limited to human being, right?
Yeah.
But it was limitless. Thanks so much for sharing. So guys, as you said, this video basically talks about the Prophet's mercy, not only to human being, not only to his family or companions, but to animals as well. So the Prophet, in short, was a mercy to all the world itself. Thanks so much for that. Next slide here, we have some questions. The first question is, one of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful. Compare Allah's mercy to human mercy according to the Quran and Sunnah. So the meaning here, before talking about the Prophet's mercy, it's important to talk about the source of mercy, who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the source of mercy. It is important and crucial to talk about that before we talk about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So mercy is one of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for sure all of you know that Allah opened the chapters of the Quran. In the Quran we have 114 chapters. 113 chapters were opened with the words Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of God, the most merciful, the most compassionate. That's why Allah gave His servant good tidings in the Quran as well. So number one, all the chapters of the Quran except one surah, Surah At-Tawbah, are opened with the words Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rahman means the most merciful. This shows that Allah is the most merciful. Another ayah in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave His servant good tidings, saying, Nabbi ibadi anni ana al-ghafurur rahim. The meaning in English here is, tell my servant that I am indeed the most forgiving, the most merciful. Okay, as inshallah I will let you share. Okay, I'm sorry. So the second ayah here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran give a glad tidings or good tidings to His servant by saying, asking the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell my servant that I am indeed the most merciful, the most forgiving. And you have to know that it is written on Allah's throne, this sentence. What is written on Allah's throne? My mercy prevails over my anger. The meaning is my mercy, Allah's mercy comes before His anger. So something like that give us glad tidings. Whenever we do or commit innocent, we know that Allah is merciful. So mercy here is tenderness in one's heart and indicates one's connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hence, it is said in the Hadith Qudsi. Hadith Qudsi means divine Hadith. If you are asking for my mercy, then you ought to have mercy on my creation. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Hadith Qudsi. If you would like to get my mercy, at first you have to show mercy to others. Those who are merciful will be shown mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the most distant heart from Allah is cruel heart from which mercy has been taken away. As the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, mercy is not taken away except from naughty person, the one who doesn't care about anything. So Allah's mercy is expensive, and its domains are numerous, uncountable, as it includes everything. Allah's mercy includes everything and reaches every creature. Every creature needs this mercy. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created mercy in the heart of His servant. And therefore, people show mercy towards one another. This is a hadith, is a very important hadith as well. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Allah has divided mercy into 100 parts. Again, Allah's mercy is divided into 100 parts. And Allah retained with Him 99 parts and sent down to earth one part. Through this one part, creatures deal with one another with compassion. So much so that an animal lifts its hoof over its young lest it hurts it. So whatever amount of mercy you see in the world among people, it is just one part out of 100 parts of mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can you imagine that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just sent down one part of His mercy to the earth so that we show mercy to each other. What about the 99 mercy and 199 parts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? For sure, this will be shown in the day of judgment for the believers or for the Muslims, inshallah. So as I said, all chapters in the Quran are opened with Bismillah, except one surah, Surah At-Tawbah. But this surah starts with like warning to disbeliever. That's why Allah doesn't mention Bismillah, because they don't deserve to be or to have like mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, this is the first question here. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the source of mercy. Number two, what are the characteristics of mercifulness of the Prophet Muhammad? As we talked about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the source of mercy, we would like to shed the light and to highlight the mercy of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. The meaning is grievous to him is your distress. Whenever you feel distress or yes, like anxious or something like that, the Prophet ﷺ for sure like feel the same. He has deep concern for you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about that. The Prophet ﷺ has deep concern about us or for us and is most kind and merciful to the believers. This is the ayah mentioned in the Quran here. So if we talk about the characteristics of the Prophet ﷺ, the great mercy of Allah is signaled by the fact that He sent Muhammad ﷺ to all mankind to take people from darkness to light. The Messenger ﷺ was merciful to adults, to children, to men, to women, and even animals and birds and everything around him. This is consistent with the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً الْعَالَمِينَ. We send you not but as mercy, not to human being only, but for all creatures. The messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet ﷺ often said, "O people, I am but a gift of mercy." He said this so that people might follow his example. So the Prophet ﷺ didn't say that out of arrogance, but he said, "O people, I am but a gift of mercy," so that the people learn and follow his examples. The Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala suffered much oppression among his people of Mecca. They said he was a liar. They said they hurt him and expelled him out of Mecca when he migrated to Medina. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Oh Allah, guide my people because they don't know." When the Prophet ﷺ was expelled out of Mecca, when they kicked him out, when he migrated to Medina, the Prophet ﷺ said this, "Oh Allah, guide my people because they don't know." So Sharia text here and his the Sirah are full of evidence of the merciful of the Messenger ﷺ in the most magnificent and elegant forms. So this is, and here there are some characteristics of the merciful of the Prophet. In order to grasp the amount of mercy in the heart of Allah's Messenger, one must go back to the source of the merciful and the characteristics mentioned in the Quran. So the first characteristic here, that the Prophet's mercy is fixed and universal. Allah's Messenger embodied the attribute of mercy in all his conditions, circumstances, and stance. The Prophet ﷺ was merciful before and after his mission. He was merciful in victory and defeat. He was merciful in difficulty and facility, and during his travel and stay in Medina. The Prophet ﷺ was the most merciful of men to people, even with non-Muslim. He released the prisoner of war in Badr. Do you know, after the Battle of Badr, when the Prophet ﷺ, when they got some prisoner, the Prophet ﷺ released them, set them free after the Battle of Badr. So number two, the characters of the Prophet, it is an end and a means as well. The Prophet ﷺ invited people to embrace mercy in a merciful way, not in harsh way, as it is an end and a means at one and the same time. This mercifulness was one factor of his success. The Prophet ﷺ was a successful person, was a successful leader among his Sahaba, in Medina, among all people, because he was merciful. So he turned mercifulness into a means to combining hearts in affinity and solidarity to people, as well as means to stir deep feeling as well. Therefore, people embraced Islam by means of this pure mercy of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So the first character here, the characteristic of the Prophet, number one, it is universal, not just to the Muslim, but it is universal. The second characteristic, it is an end and the means. Number three, it is balanced and moderate. One characteristic of the mercy of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, that it was balanced. The Messenger ﷺ was merciful without showing weakness. It is very important. Being merciful doesn't mean that you are weak. You have to be moderate and to show balanced mercy as well. The Messenger was merciful without showing weakness. He was modest. He was fair without treachery or breaking vows or convenient, either in peace or war. This made his enemies trust his trustfulness. The enemies of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ trust him and trust his honesty as well. Merciful was like in the ethic of our Master Muhammad ﷺ. The facts of this merciful constituted like a united and harmonious system in which one fact extended at the expense of another, and no one like militates against its rules as well. So we have like three main characters of the Prophet Muhammad. Number one, it was universal to all human beings. It was an end and means, and it was balanced and moderate. So this is some of the characteristics of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Azan Ahmed. Azan, do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I think Azan, you wanted to share something with me, with your mates, yeah? About the Prophet's mercy.
It's just a comparison between Allah's mercy and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's mercy.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we all know that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was really merciful, yes. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the merciful. So sure. His mercy is the highest. Okay, so remember in Battle of Uhud when the archers disobeyed the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ? In Surah Al-Imran, this scene was mentioned, and Allah also mentioned that He had forgiven them.
Yes.
And Prophet Muhammad ﷺ only forgave the archers when Allah told him to forgive them.
Yeah.
So what we can take from this is that Allah's mercy is
the deepest, deepest, as you said. Yes, and this is the source of mercy. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is also still a human. He's not.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks so much, Azan, for your sharing. MashaAllah, thanks so much. Okay, guys, here we would like to just mention some incidents or some examples of the Prophet's mercifulness. So we should study the Seerah to understand how merciful was the Prophet Muhammad. So I would like to share with you some incidents from Seerah. So the Prophet Sure, yes, you can. You have?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it was when the Prophet went to Taif and
yes. What happened?
He went there and he was trying to spread the message of Islam, but the people of Taif, they wanted to kick him out, so they threw stones at him and they hurt him really bad. Yeah. So once he was out of the city, I think Jibreel alayhi salam,
yes.
He came to him and he asked him if he wanted Allah to destroy the people of Taif, if he wanted to, I think, flip them or
did he agree?
Destroy their city. The Prophet ﷺ, he refused, and he said that maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gonna convert them, so maybe we shouldn't
this shows the mercy of the Prophet ﷺ, right? MashaAllah. Yeah. Thanks so much for sharing. Okay, guys, any one of you would like to share one instance with us? If you have it, it would be appreciated if you have one instance or two to show how merciful was the Prophet ﷺ. Anyone would like to add? Okay. So you can listen to me. The Prophet ﷺ, as we said, he was a mercy towards all the creatures. So let's start to show how the Prophet ﷺ was merciful towards his enemies. As I mentioned recently, the prisoners of war taken captive at the Battle of Badr were amongst his bitterest enemies. Nevertheless, he made sure that they were given the best of treatment. The Prophet ﷺ, even they were enemies, even they were disbelievers, but the Prophet ﷺ gave them the best of treatment. Among them was one of the leaders of Mecca. His name is Suhail ibn Amr. Suhail ibn Amr was a fluent speaker and was denouncing the Prophet ﷺ. and he was captive after the Battle of Badr. For sure, someone like that, he used to hurt the Prophet ﷺ, he used to abuse him, so they should take revenge. That's why Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anh, he suggested that 2 of his lower teeth be pulled out so that he might not be so vile in his speeches. The Prophet ﷺ for sure replied by saying, were I to do this, Allah would disfigure me on the day of judgment, despite the fact that I am his messenger. Again, the Prophet ﷺ, yes, go ahead, someone's talking?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Repeating what Umar ibn Khattab said, because I didn't hear it.
I'm talking about Umar ibn Khattab's suggestion. Do you know after the Battle of Badr when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ like asked and consulted the Sahaba what we should do with those people, the prisoners? That's why Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu said, especially about this guy, the Suhail ibn Amr, he said we should pull out his teeth, you understand? Because he used his teeth when he was denouncing the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, you understand?
Yeah.
That's why Umar ibn Khattab suggested we pull out, we take off his teeth. That's why he might not be so vile to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in his speech, you understand? That's why the Prophet ﷺ didn't accept that. He said clearly, were I to do this, he was afraid if he does something like that, Allah would disfigure me on the day of judgment, despite I am his messenger. You good, Ahmed? Yeah. The second...
Sir, one more thing he said, if I remember properly. He said that, if you remove his teeth, he won't be able to speak properly. And he might say something that you agree with. So later on, when he became Muslim, he was a really good speaker. And then when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ passed away, some people in Makkah, they were going back towards their old lifestyle. So he was the one who came to the Kaaba and he said a speech. Gave a speech, a really good speech. And then because
about
of him,
Islam.
many of the Muslims came back to Islam.
So whatever you do with people, for sure you will get the result with that, right? Thank you, Azan, so much for sharing. Okay, so the second situation here in Mecca, the people inflicted the Prophet ﷺ with every kind of suffering, eventually forcing him to migrate to Medina. And they then wage war on him for 5 years. 5 years full of wars against the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. However, when he conquered Mecca without bloodshed in the 21st year of his prophethood, he asked the Meccan people, when the Prophet entered Mecca, when the Muslim, mashallah, were like many in numbers, the Prophet ﷺ, when he entered the Mecca, asked the people of Mecca, the disbelievers, who were awaiting his decision. For sure, the people were afraid the Prophet might kill them, but he asked them, how do you expect me to treat you today? How do you expect me to treat you today? They responded by saying, you are a noble one, the son of a noble one. So the Prophet announced to them his decision, you may go free, no reproach this day shall be on you, may God forgive you. So this situation as well shows the mercy of the Prophet Muhammad towards his enemies. The second category of his mercy, the aspect here, a mercy for women. How did the Prophet ﷺ show mercy for women? The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was also very kind and affectionate towards women. Women were very badly treated in those times. Do you know the women were treated badly before Islam? But the Prophet ﷺ, when he came, he treated all women fairly and justly. The noble Prophet Muhammad ﷺ gave them honor and dignity on par with men in the community. Umar ibn Khattab, he said, we did not have much regard for women while we were at Mecca. Umar ibn Khattab narrated what happened before Islam. He said, we did not have much regard or respect for women while we were at Mecca, but they were better treated in Medina, means when the Islam began. Allah's Messenger established women's rights through his saying and commandments, which improved their position and status. This is the mercy towards the women. The third category here, the mercy for children. You know that Allah's Messenger was particularly compassionate towards children. When he saw a child crying, what the Prophet used to do, he sat beside him or her and shared his or her feelings. He sat beside whom? Beside a child, to share his feelings. He felt the pain of a mother for her child more than the mother herself. Once the Prophet ﷺ was praying, he says, I stand in prayer and wish to prolong it. The Prophet ﷺ, when he stood for praying, and the Prophet ﷺ wished to prolong the prayer. However, the Prophet ﷺ says, however, I hear the cry of a child and cut the prayer short for the anxiety which the mother is feeling. So the Prophet ﷺ shows here mercy to the child. He would like to prolong the prayer among Allah's hand, but when he hears the cry of the child, the Prophet ﷺ cut the prayer short for the distress and anxiety which the mother is feeling. Another situation, he would take children in his arms and embrace them. He was once hugging his beloved grandsons, Al-Hassan and Hussein. When one of the companions saw that, one of the companions was sitting with the Prophet, while the Prophet was hugging his beloved grandson, Al-Hassan and Hussein, that's why this man was astonished. This man said, I have got 10 children. So far, I have never kissed any of them. This man never kissed any of his children. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, the one with no piety, you understand? The one with no piety or mercy for others is not piety. Means the one who doesn't show mercy to others, for sure, he will not be shown any mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. According to another version, he said, what can I do for you if Allah has removed from you the feeling of compassion? This is the mercy of the Prophet towards children. The third category here, a mercy for animals. His compassion encompassed not only the human being, but also animals. The Prophet ﷺ forbade his companions to keep the unintelligent creature hungry or thirsty, to disturb or to overburden them. The Prophet commanded that kindness and putting them at ease were great acts tending to bring man near to Allah. So whoever shows mercy to animals, for sure he will be nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anh said, the Prophet ﷺ said, a traveler, the Prophet ﷺ told the Sahaba one day about this story. The Prophet said, a traveler who was thirsty saw a well in the way. He got inside the well, and when he came out, he saw a dog licking mud due to thirst. The man realized that the dog was as thirsty as him. So he got into the well again, filled his leather sock with water and carried it out, holding it with his teeth. Thus he quenched the thirst of the dog. Allah was pleased with this man with this act of kindness and forgave his sins. Because what? He gave water to the dog, his animals as well. Another situation here, Abdullah ibn Umar related that the Prophet Muhammad said, a woman was cast away to hellfire. A woman was cast away to hellfire only because she had withheld food and water from her cat. Again, please pay attention to that. Even the cat itself, a woman was cast away to hellfire only because she had withheld food from water from her cat and refused to set it free. Once, on return from military campaign, one day the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was returning, and the Sahaba as well, from a battle. A few companions took away the chicks of a bird. from their nest, just to stroke them. So the mother bird came back, and when it could not find its chicks in the nest, it began to fly around, screeching. You know, she was very angry. It was very angry. When informed the matter, the Prophet ﷺ became angry for her and ordered the chicks to be put back in the nest. You see how the Prophet ﷺ was merciful towards the animals, even when it came to slaughtering. Do you know we have like a technique and procedure whenever you want to slaughter an animals? We have some procedure, we have some etiquettes we should follow. The Prophet ﷺ laid down. Yes. Go ahead. Someone would like to.
It's like during
you would like
Eid,
to share?
right?
Okay, yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Before we sacrifice the goat, we should make it drink water. So like it's not thirsty before it, and it's well fed before it's sacrificed. That's one point.
Yes, mashallah. Thanks much. It is already one point here. Even when it came to slaughtering animals for food, the Prophet ﷺ laid down certain criteria out of respect for God's creation. One of these points, as Azan said, and what else? He told his companions to use the sharpest knife to cause minimum pain and suffering. He also said not to sharpen the knife in front of the animals when they are being slaughtered. He didn't approve of killing animals for sport unless it was for food. It is not allowed to kill or to slaughter animals like the people do nowadays in different areas. They kill the animals as like sport, but it's not allowed in our religion. We should show mercy to them. The last category here, the Prophet's mercy with community. One day, a Bedouin, the one who lives in the desert, entered the Prophet's mosque for the first time. And it was Asr prayer. So while they were praying, one of the Sahaba sneezed, you understand? That's why this man, it was the first time to enter masjid. He was like new converted to Islam. He said, Yarhamukumullah. He responded to the one who sneezed, you understand? He raised his voice in saying that. He didn't say like secretly, but when one of the Sahaba sneezed, this man said Yarhamukumullah in a loud voice. That's why some of the Sahaba stared at him, gave him a very sharp look at him. That's why when he finished prayer, he was scared of the Sahaba. That's why the Prophet ﷺ sat next to him and taught him that it's not allowed in Salah and prayer to do something like that, to respond to the one who sneezed. That's why this gentle and this mercy way, the merciful ways of the Prophet, this man says, "Oh Allah, forgive me and the Muhammad, but don't forgive anyone else." Why? Because of what he saw from the Prophet. He was gentle and he was merciful towards him. This is one situation, shows to the mercy of the Prophet ﷺ towards the whole community. Anyone of you would like to share one more point if you have more instance? Okay, I think it's enough. So the last question here, I would like to discuss this question with you. How, after learning about the Prophet's mercy, how to implement this value while we treat others? Let me randomly choose 1, 2, 3 students. Salman Azmi. Salman, do you hear me, Salman?
Salman? Yes, sir. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. How are you, Salman? Yeah, I hear you. How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm fine. So, Salman, have you heard what we mentioned about the Prophet's incidents in this era? How was merciful? Yeah. So, please, Salman, the question here now is how to implement this value in our daily life when we treat others. How to implement this value?
Sir, I believe we should be understanding and respect each other and understand that everyone does their actions for their own benefit, right? So we should always try and forgive each other and be as nice as we can, as everyone has their own problems that they're going through.
MashaAllah. You already did in short. Thanks so much for sharing. Selena, do you hear me, Selena? Selena? Okay. Shizen, how are you? Shizen, how are you? Do you hear me or you don't have mic? Oh, she's said hi, sir. My mic doesn't work. Okay, thanks so much. Said Abbas, Said, do you hear me? Say it. Zainab, do you hear me, Zainab? Zainab. Okay. Izan is here. Izan. No. Okay, Ahmed Aqil. You have some suggestion how to implement this value in our society nowadays? Go ahead, Ahmed.
So, not really sure, sir.
Excuse me?
So one of the ways to implement mercy in society would be to like just follow the Prophet Sunnah, because the Prophet had implemented mercy in his own life. So if we follow the Prophet Sunnah, we'll be also implementing mercy.
Sure. So by emulating the Prophet's character, right?
Yes.
Thanks so much. And Adil Sheikh, I think you have something to share.
Yeah, sir. So we can show it to women, children, animals, and even our enemies, like people we don't like. We should still show mercy towards everyone.
So as you said, the mercy, when we mentioned before, the mercy should be moderate and should be balanced, right? But do you know, sometimes the enemies might understand that it is out of weakness, not out of mercy. So how can we differentiate between if it is weakness or it is mercy? You understand?
Yeah, I don't think we have to prove anything to the other person, because Allah is watching.
Yes.
So I think we just need to care about what Allah thinks of us.
No, but what I mean here, sometimes some enemies might think that you show mercy because out of weakness, because you are weak. You understand? You are not merciful. So how we can like make balance between that? When we should be like strict with them, or when we should be merciful? It depends on the situation, I think so.
When it reaches like a point, I think there's a limit.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Hafsa? Hafsa Rafiq, do you hear me? Okay, let's take the last sharing from Muhammad. Zaid Muhammad. Zaid, are you here? Zaid?
Sir, yeah. Hello.
Yes, Zaid, go ahead. How to implement this value nowadays, especially in your home, you understand? At homes as well. Yeah.
I think for homes, we can evaluate lessons from the Sunnah and surahs as well to mainly understand where do we do and implement mercy. And as what you asked somebody else about strictness and weakness, I think people should impose stricter measures when it enters within the zone of offending. Offending religion and Islam.
Zaid, do you have young brother, right? Sibling?
Yeah, I do.
Do you know the Prophet Muhammad said, "Laysa minna man la yarham saghirana wa yuwaqqir kabirana." In English means, he is not one of us who does not show mercy to young people and don't show respect to elderly. This is the hadith of the Prophet. So as people who have like young brothers or siblings, how to show mercy to them?
Well, we shouldn't,
Do you know that sometimes they are annoying?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sure. I do.
So how to show mercy?
Well, we should help them out as they look up to us.
Good.
They look up to us as role models.
Yes, we should be like that. And I would like to ask Ibtisam to help you. Ibtisam, do you have young brothers or siblings? Ibtisam?
Yep.
MashaAllah. How old?
12 and 8.
MashaAllah. So I'm sure you are a very good example of person in front of them, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Alhamdulillah. So for sure, all the young people, sometimes they are annoying, right? So how to implement the value of mercy? when we learned from the Prophet, it was a very good example of merciful person, right? So how to show how to implement this value among our family with our siblings?
I mean, you can just let them be. Right? Sometimes they'll just be annoying.
Okay.
So I guess you control.
Yes.
You get to control yourself.
Okay. You have to have patience as well, right?
Yep. You have patience.
Okay, Muhammad. Thank you so much, Muhammad, for sharing. So guys, thanks so much. I think time is running out. We have just 7 minutes. So before we leave, please, I would like to show you the question. Just to write down the effects of merciful. We have just one session a week. So I think the questions are very easy. Just 10 minutes, you could answer it. Write down what are the effects of the attribute of mercifulness on the individual and society. So please just mention 2 effects on individual and other 2 on society. Question number 2, search for one incident of the Prophet's mercy, just one incident with animal and the children and enemies. Just one incident.
Sir, all 3 included or just any one of them?
All of them included, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Question number 3, how to take the prophets as role model while treating others. So we have 3 questions. These questions should be answered not in Google Classroom, but on Microsoft. There is no any more assignment in Google Classroom. All questions will be here on Microsoft. I already shared the question with you. So please, I recommend you, once we finish this live session, go and answer the question. But I just would like you to know, write the question, answer.
Sorry.
Yeah. You have 5 days to submit it, okay, Zazan?
No, sir. Do we submit it into assignments, right?
No, just I will remove the other folder. Now just you will have just any one of you see the folders there.
Yeah, I see, sir. A week 3 online session assignment.
You see,
sir,
means
yeah, I can see.
Yeah, so Rabab, later you can see Rabab because as I told you, it's still loading, okay? So guys, don't go to the online folder, but go to live folder. You have 2 folders now. I will remove the online. But for live session, please go through this folder and answer the question on a sheet of paper, then attach this file into the assignment. Please, you have 4 or 5 days maximum deadline. I recommend you to do it right now after the session. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes. So please, once you finish on a sheet of paper, on a Word file, attach this file in the assignment for online. And I hope all of you, inshallah, take it seriously. I hope you learned something today. May Allah keep you in a safe and protective ways. So do you have any question before we leave? Any question?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a nice day and take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Bye, sir.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum.